Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video and its accompanying blog post are all about the astrology of March 2024. And the title is that the tumult continues, but that it's an opportunity for each of us to reveal our true essence with discipline and effort now. So I see the main task of March 2024 is to successfully deal with messy planet energies that have been plaguing our minds and emotions since the end of January. Certainly the difficult issues stem from the transit of the inner planets, first over Pluto in Capricorn, then over Saturn in Aquarius. And the tumult continues from this until at least mid-March. But to help us express our true essence, hear please that Mars transiting Vedic Capricorn until the 16th of March is Superman energy or Superwoman energy. And properly handle that Mars in Capricorn energy can achieve much. So please do be aware that the ability to decide your focus amid the messy energies of Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars, shifting one after the other from Capricorn to Aquarius, from mid-February to mid-March is crucial. It offers us new energies if we look deeply into it. And these new energies mean that we can progressively better decide our proper focus, better decide how to make ongoing effort and stand strong and achieve success. It's definitely a time to shed what does not belong to you now, and indeed to identify and open to and reveal your true essence now. To cope with the tensions of these energies, which I'm describing more of obviously in a bit, I do feel we'll need to slow down and focus. I do feel we'll have to not give in to scatter. We must be aware there's potential for anger on the one side and depression and chaos on the other. But the call is to develop better spiritual perception through handling these messy energies, which we've been doing for a bit, with perception and commitment. So this way, we will make the effort to stand strong, to become more aware of our life karmas in this life and of our life purpose now in this incarnation. Now, because the planets I mentioned have been transiting first over Pluto in Capricorn and upcomingly now over Saturn in Aquarius, we need to look at what are my Pluto issues, what are my Saturn issues. So let's look at Pluto first, because Pluto is the planet those transiting inner planets transited over first. So over this time period, ask yourself, are you properly within your own power? Are you properly expressing yourself in your rightful power? Or are you disempowered in certain definable ways? It's so crucial at the time of these mass transit over Pluto and then over Saturn to look within and look back at the recent time, the messy energies we've had, and identify, take stock and learn from them and grow in relation to A, what are the issues with you and Pluto? B, what are the issues in your consciousness and behaviour of this union that we've experienced of Pluto with Sun, Mercury, Mars and Venus? Issues quite probably including darkness, quite probably including our lack of power, quite probably including our misuse of our power, quite probably including the way some other people are using their power in relation to you. And moving from focus on Pluto to focus on Saturn, well, have you been feeling and will you be feeling a bit beaten down and a bit depressed? You see, planets in Aquarius, where Saturn is, can be unhappy and defeated. Or on the other side of the coin, are we correctly perceiving our Saturn karmas in this life? Study of our birth chart can help immensely, obviously. And are we being Saturn-style disciplined and focused and working in the right way? The way that will give us mundane reaping and rewards, and also spiritual golden reaping and rewards. Because reaping and rewards are the gift of Saturn if only we can respond to his difficult demands and hard lessons and obey his nature and his imperatives. So it's crucial to look within, to look back at this recent time when all the planets were going over Pluto and the upcoming time when they'll be going over Saturn, and identify and take stock and learn from this, and above all, develop insight and grow from this work with this messy energy transit of planets first over Pluto, then over Saturn. So I think my crucial advice, having looked deeply into these energies, is we must shed what does not belong to us now. We must do work to open to our true essence and then reveal our true essence. So the reason I stress the importance of your connection to your Pluto issues and your Saturn issues is this. From the end of January to the 17th of February, Sun, Mercury, Mars and Venus have been transiting across Pluto, which is at 6 Vedic Capricorn. But from mid-February, Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars are going to be transiting across Saturn, which is at 15 Aquarius. So the key challenge to you and to me is most definitely to delve deep into our inner awareness of the nature of Pluto and Saturn and our handling of Pluto and Saturn energies, and try to get each of them better and better now so that we will shine more and more. Now, I actually set out a detailed timetable for these transits to Pluto and Saturn at the end of this video, at the end of the blog post. But first of all, to make more sense of what we'll encounter in the timetable, I want us to study 6 upcoming factors. The first one is that the new moon of February the 9th was square Uranus. You and I were each of us being called to bring in some sort of revolution in your sense of yourself and in your life path. And secondly, crucial to understand, the full moon of February the 24th was very, very different. It was conjunct Saturn. So the background changed, and we are being called to do consolidation work. Hopefully we did set out on some path of revolution, but now we're called to add to that consolidation, working hard, sorting ourselves out, sorting our life path out. And that includes a needed streak of revolution if we are to sort ourselves out and sort our life path out. So the third point I want to make is that the upcoming lunar eclipse of the 25th of March means that you must be aware of your nodal axis, because the nodes of the moon, well, Ketu, the south node, is transiting Virgo. Rahu, the north node, is transiting Pisces now for an 18-month period. And so above all, the nodes transiting Virgo and Pisces, I feel, are to embrace intuitive healing, to become a better and better intuitive healer to yourself and maybe to others. Now, this lunar eclipse of the 25th of March has Sun conjunct Rahu in Pisces, Moon conjunct Ketu in Virgo. So it's actually on the nodal axis. Please be aware that Ketu transits Virgo from the 30th of October 23 to the 17th of February 25. And Rahu transits Pisces opposite from the 30th of October 23 to the 17th of February 25. Now, if your nodes are in the Virgo-Pisces axis, you're having your nodal return now. And I'd absolutely recommend that you get in touch with me for a reading as to your fate and destiny in this life, of your incarnational life purpose and life direction in this life. A reading setting out crucial to know ways of handling your nodal return, nodal transits. And these definitely include our past life issues, because Ketu brings in issues from our past lives and the karmas we ran up. And our life purpose now. And so I state these with you. And I look at your wonderful divisional charts, the Varga charts of Vedic astrology, each of which says something uniquely magnificent and special about a particular area of your life. And so we thus get a better and better picture of what your karmas are. And as I said, most importantly, we need to be aware that Virgo, where Ketu's transiting, is at its highest about health, healing and right living. And Pisces at its highest is about intuition. And so the call is for us to better and better, each of us, intuitive healing now. Now this lunar eclipse of the 25th of March is in Hasta Nakshatra, where the nakshatras are the wonderful 27 sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology. Hasta's symbol is the hand, and so it's centrally about skill. What is your skill? How are you using your special skill now? You can use your skill for success now. For example, the Mars transit in Capricorn will bring us each quite wonderful hard work application energies. So do watch out for my upcoming video and blog posts all about the lunations of March, and I'll be publishing them nearer the time. So the fourth point to be very aware of is that upcomingly Mars is conjunct Saturn on the 9th of April. Mars conjunct Saturn is an energy of war and frustration, anger, and at the global scale could bring dangerous, mass events. It's actually at the same time as the solar eclipse at 25 Pisces, also on the nodal axis, on the 8th of April. But at the individual level, it's a very dangerous energy for anger, and we need to watch that. But we also need to be aware that it's a dangerous energy for countries whose astrology charts coincide in some way with the Mars-Saturn conjunction, and that can bring war and explosive events and economic crash and downturn. So the next point I'd mention, well, as I said, Saturn is transiting Aquarius, and then Saturn will next move into Pisces and then into Aries. So if you have your natal moon in the signs Capricorn, Aquarius or Pisces, you are in what's called Sade Sate now, and it's crucial to know about it, and please do get a reading from me. I'm actually in Sade Sate now. My moon's at the end of Pisces in Revati Nakshatra. And basically, it's not only that, people with their moon in Ashwini Nakshatra at the start of Vedic Aries start their Sade Sate on the 6th of April this year, 2024. So what is the Sade Sate period like? Well, this is my third, and I can absolutely tell you that Sade Sate is like going into a pit. In some way, we are cut off from the fullness of God's grace that we need. But this has the divine purpose that we can see and identify our limitations and where we need to grow and improve. Where our unaided personality needs divine help and growth in this Sade Sate period. So the turning point is when Saturn actually crosses the moon, and so in that sense then we stop going down into the pit and we start to rise up out of it as Saturn actually transits across the moon in your birth chart. So the actual timetable for Sade Sate is Saturn transits the sign before your moon for 2.5 years. Saturn transits the sign occupied by your moon for 2.5 years. And Saturn then transits the sign after your natal moon for 2.5 years. There's a more accurate timetable generated by the nakshatras that Saturn transits through on either side of the moon. And That's, and I will absolutely give that to you as well in the reading. So basically, if you're in Sadhisate, you're definitely needing to let certain things die now in order to reorganize your psyche, your sense of self, your beliefs, your associations, your lifestyle, in order to be more immediately connected with the divine, and that's why we're here. So the more pride and fixity or illusion a person has about themselves during Sadhisate, the more they will suffer. It isn't Saturn making them suffer, it's themselves, ourselves, making us suffer. And so there could be turbulence or depression. And Sadhisate has always typically appeared for such things as ill health, separations, confusions, blocks and problems, separations and deaths. So I hope this introductory explanation has been helpful, and I now want to go on to reading the timetable of those transits, first across Pluto and then across Saturn. And it's clearly set out at the end of the blog post. So let's look at that timetable. Well, on the 20th of January, Sun was conjunct Pluto in the heavens at 5 Capricorn. Gosh, what power that offers. Hopefully, what positive power. Hopefully we can each grow in our proper power from that. 27th of January, Mercury was conjunct Mars at 22nd, at 20